Hello everybody, this is Gareth Goon Speaks back here with another video. I'd like you to hit the subscribe bar, give me a thumbs up if you like the video, or hit the notification bell to be notified when I post my next post. Or otherwise you can donate to my ministry and the charities that I support at garethcahoon3 at gmail.com on PayPal. This one here is about physical attacks on Jews grow, pro-Israel college professors under siege. The latest numbers on anti Semitism are in, and they provide a mixed bag of both encouragement and concern. That's one of the big takeaways from the latest anti Semitism report from the Anti Defamation League. On one hand, overall anti Semitic incidents in the USA declined substantially in 2025 after exploding in the aftermath of October 7th Hamas terrorist attacks and the anti Israel protest movement that followed. On the other hand, violent attacks against Jews actually hit a record high. According to the American Defense League's newly released 2025 audit of anti-Semitism and anti-Semitic incidents, the organization tracked 6,274 anti-Semitic incidents across the United States last year. That's down 33% from the staggering 9,354 incidents recorded in 2024. Still, the number remains roughly 5 times higher than what America saw a decade ago. However, perhaps what is most sobering of all is that the physical assaults have increased again. The ADL says those sorts of anti Semitic incidents rose from 196 incidents in 2024 to 203 in 2025, the highest level ever recorded by the organization. Meanwhile, harassment incidents dropped 39% to 4,003 cases, while vandalism declined 21% to 2,068 incidents. Even with those decreases, the volume remains historically high. In practical terms, the American Defense League says that there were still an average of 17 anti Semitic incidents every single day in America during 2025. In comparison, between 2020 and 2022, the average was closer to 8 incidents per day. So, yes, the temperature may have cooled a bit from the chaos of 2024, but the country is still operating at such a much higher level of anti Semitic activity than before the Israeli Hamas war changed the political and cultural atmosphere nationwide. One of the sharpest declines came on college campuses. The ADL recorded a 66% drop in anti Semitic incidents at colleges and universities, falling from 1,694 incidents in 2024 to 583 in 2025. The organization points directly to the collapse of the anti-Israel encampment movement as a major reason. In addition, the ADL says anti-Semitic incidents connected to anti-Israel protests on campuses dropped by 83% in 2025 compared to the previous year. Assaults on campuses fell 72%, while vandalism dropped 51%. The anti-Israel protests that swept campuses in 2024 coincided with and sometimes directly drove anti-Semitic property destruction and physical violence. The report noted efforts to address this actively appear to have had a meaningful impact. The report also highlighted a major decrease in bomb threats and swafting incidents against Jewish institutions. Swafting is a form of harassment in which someone falsely reports a serious incident to trick first responders into deploying a special weapons and tactic SWAT team. Incidents at Jewish institutions dropped 34% overall, falling from 1,702 to 1,129. Bomb threats against Jewish institutions plunged dramatically from 996 in 2023 to 627 in 2024, down to just 59 in 2025. Of course, while the overall statistics move downward, many Jewish Americans say the atmosphere on campuses and inside institutions still feels deeply hostile. That's where people like Jeffrey Lachs comes in. Lachs, a professor at the City University of New York and a vocal pro-Israel advocate, says he has become a lightning rod on his campus because of his outspoken support for Israel and his criticism of radical activism inside academia. I'm definitely a polarizing figure, Lachs told All Israel News. Half the people on my campus hate me and the other half really love me, and that's okay because I think it's the right people who love me. Lack said the hostility has become deeply personal. You walked into my office today and saw the top letter left of my desk. He said it was a hate letter from an anti Semitic person, 7 point front, 1 page hand addressed to me. Creepy letter, and I get a lot of that stuff. He described an atmosphere where an anti Israel activism, in his view, has evolved into something much broader and more ideological. We had a pro Hamas rally on our campus, and I flew the American flag in protest because it was really anti American, Lex explained. They were chanting things like death to America, America. People who think it's only about the Jews are missing the bigger picture. Lex argued that it's not just targeting Israel or the Jews, but Western culture more broadly. They're trying to destroy American culture, Western values, and come after Christians as well, he said. There are no fans of either one of us. His criticism extends directly towards faculty, activism, and union politics inside higher education. The faculty here are largely Marxists. The union is entirely Marxist, he said. Lax, resigned from his faculty union because he believed its ideology has crossed into outright discrimination. They call each other comrade at union meetings, he said, and it's not a joke. They're serious. He also pointed to the allegations involving a faculty organisation known as the Progressive Faculty Caucus. According to Lax, Orthodox Jews and Zionists were effectively excluded from participation. They had a rule that they would not allow Zionists or Orthodox Jews into the group. He said 6 Zionists or Orthodox Jews were turned down from joining the group, and nobody else was turned down ever. Whether Americans agree with Lax politics or not, his story helps explain why the ADL numbers remain so alarming to many Jewish Americans, even amid statistical declines. It's good to see the decline, but it's terrible to see that anti Semitism is still such a hotbed of hatred in a world that has not long got over the memory of the Holocaust, October 7th, Bondi Beach, and many, many others. This is a blot on our society, and we, the pro Israel lobby, are the only ones that can change that. Shalom, Maranatha, and Hallelujah.